My fire team was made of 2 Stasis Warlocks and 1 Stasis Hunter. The Bleak Watcher aspect on Warlocks is incredibly good, and I highly recommend it for in-game content with a bunch of enemies, just like this GM. For my other aspect, I'm using Ice Flare Bolts to chain freezing enemies, and for my fragments, I'm using Whisper of Hedrons, Whisper of Torment, and Whisper of Shards. I recommend upping your discipline to 100 for the quick turrets. My weapon loadout consisted of Whispering Slap for my overload, Vex Mythoclast for my main unstoppable, and Threaded Needle for champion/boss damage. If you don't have Vex Mythoclast, which I know a lot of people don't, I recommend Lorenz Driver or even another fusion rifle such as Cartesian Coordinate. You'll be greeted with some red bars in your first champions, an Unstoppable Abomination, and Overload Chieftain. The Overload Chieftains will throw a solar sensor at you. It's basically an insta-kill, so just avoid those. And occasionally the Chieftains will also make its pals immune. Just shoot the sensor causing it. I definitely found Unstoppable Fusion to be the best Unstoppable mod. After you make your way past the first Unstoppable, you'll see the Overload ahead blocking the pathway. It doesn't move very much, so just kill the red bars first, then get the Overload. Play safely, keep a good distance from ads, and stay in your cover. Stasis turrets definitely help keep ads under control. In the next area, you'll see a yellow bar boss called the Fanatics Chosen. Be careful of Screeps and Baby Screeps, which are from Stalkers here. And just take your time killing Fanatics Chosen. He's not hard to kill. He doesn't do a lot of damage. You just have to really burn through him. He has a lot of health. After the Fanatics Chosen is dead, 2 Unstoppable Abominations will spawn. Above the room in a doorway, there will also be a sniper. I recommend killing every sniper that you see in this GM first before most other things. They can make GMs really, really short, really, really quickly. Sniper! Oh my
Sniper plus the Abomination.
After both Unstoppables are dead, you're free to move forward, taking care of the red bars still in the way. That's all that's left in this little area. The tank room is fairly straightforward. You'll first notice an Unstoppable Abomination and an Overload Chieftain immediately. What you need to really know about this room when you first go into it are there are 2 yellow bar snipers on the left and right sides of the room. I highly advise using a super to clear all the red and yellow bars out of the room and getting space for yourself. If you choose to stay at the door, the Overload will spam its grenade launcher and the red bars will throw void grenades, and both of those combined are miserable and do not let you move at all. After the Unstoppable and Overload are dead, have someone stand on the counterweight while the other 2 set up camp in the entrance of the room. When the counterweight is down, the tank's going to spawn with ads soon after. Have the person on the weight then move to the entrance as well. Make sure to be separated. This is very important. The tank will shoot a volley of rockets at you, and they don't do too much damage if you're behind cover, but if you are grouped up, then all the rockets would go to one area instead of being spread out. The first wave of enemies will bring 2 Unstoppables, red bars, and snipers. Keep throwing stasis turrets, as those will help with ad control a ton. Watch for snipers and take care of the red bars as they push towards you. The Unstoppables will stay on left and right side ledges, but just make sure that you're out of the line of sight somewhat. After all the enemies are dead, do damage to the tank leg, and reset after it blows a leg off. When the tank is damageable again, another wave of ads will spawn. Just do the same thing. This is the last wave of enemies. When all the enemies are dead, then you can just focus on the tank.
Left side one dead.
Once the tank is dead, make your way to the next main area. Along the way, you'll run into an unstoppable abomination and some red bars. Watch for baby screebs, but they're pretty quick kills. Like that, I almost died.
It's that. Plus, the wind-up animation is so short for this.
Well, I feel like I see like the dregs like pull out their like electric, like I almost said electric dildos. That's what they kind of look like.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong.
And then like
They do fuck us with them.
but like they like pull it out and like you can see it. But with these, they're just like a purple orb that just appears in like in the sky. Because I feel like I'm not reacting quick enough. Now you're in the room with 2 counterweights. The very first thing you'll do is encounter a lot of stalkers and 2 overload chieftains. Remember the baby screebs and void grenades. Throw a stasis turret to help with ad control. Once the red bars are dead, take care of the overloads and watch out for the solar sensors.
You lost, yeah.
After the room is clear, you can start working on one of the counterweights. Have 2 people remain at the entrance to get ready to kill some ads. The other person will then stand on the counterweight until things start spawning. At that point, meet up with your teammates near the entrance. Throughout this, there are going to be a lot of stalkers with baby screebs, so watch out for those, as well as a lot of void grenades. After all those ads are dead, just repeat and stand on the plate till ads start spawning. When you finish this plate, a third and final wave will spawn. This will include snipers and 2 normal chieftains, one with an arc shield and another with a solar. Simply kill things from relative safety at the entrance. After everything's dead, you can start the final plate. There's only going to be 1 wave of normal enemies halfway through that plate. After that, you're free to finish it. Once both plates are finished, an abomination called the Vengeful Hand will spawn. This dude has a ton of health, but doesn't dish out too much damage, so just play safely. I chose to play on top of the stairs behind the left side counterweight. After a moment, 2 overloads will spawn and more red bars. They're not going to push up the stairs, and only the red bars will push up to the entrance, so just play safely. And watch out for void grenades, and also baby screebs. And don't forget to use your stasis turrets. Looking at you, warlocks. Finally, once everything in this room is dead, you are in the home stretch. Make your way to the catwalks and kill all the red bar lurkers. You'll see an overload on the far side of the catwalk with the rotating engine things. Don't know what to call those. They're annoying. You can easily kill it by standing to the right at the very beginning of the catwalk. Just watch for the snipers. There are 1 or 2 here. Just watch for them, please. I'm begging you. How did you kill him?
This is bad design.
After all the enemies are dead, just push up until the Fanatic spawns with the Horde, including 2 Unstoppables. There are going to be 2 snipers on the left and right side on top of the stairs behind the Fanatic, so watch for those. Throw a turret, find some cover to deal with the enemies, and it's fairly straightforward from there. After everything's dead, all that's left is the boss room. Welcome to the boss room. All you have to do is just have 1 person start the encounter by running up to the circle with the spear in the middle, while the other 2 set up shop on the left side. Watch for the boss's arc field and arc snipe attack. The boss does not really move that much from the middle, but it can throw you off guard if you're not paying attention, so just watch for those. Use 2 times arc resist, and it can help you survive 1 snipe. It's very, very helpful for that. You have enough time to get out of an arc field when he also puts that down. In our experience, the ads have always spawned on the right side first, and as they spawn, the warlocks use their turrets for ad control. These are primarily red bars and very, very easy to kill. Just don't let a baby screep sneak up on you. After some time, more ads spawned on the left side. I used my super to kill everything quickly, and after this wave, before forcing the boss's first immunity phase, we decided to wait till everybody came close to their supers again. This gave us extra confidence when we went into the next part with a bunch of ads. In the first immunity phase, there are going to be 2 waves of ads, with an overload in the second wave. Pop supers, throw your turrets, and just try to get all the red and yellow bars under control. Once all those are dead, just focus on the overload. Once the Fanatic returns, he's not going to spawn any enemies, so if you want to chill and wait for some supers or for abilities to come back, you can definitely use the time to do that.
Ooh, I got 8 in my fucking immune. I got 8 in the mag on my.
After you do some damage to him, you are going to be tethered by him. Break his shield ASAP just to get untethered, or he will stomp you and kill you. It is miserable when that happens. It's at this point that more enemies are going to spawn. Take care of them quickly before doing more boss damage, and then you once again have more time to wait for a super or for your abilities to come back if you choose to do so. When you're ready to do more damage, he's going to tether you again, so just repeat that process. More ads will spawn, just kill them, and then wait for your super or wait for abilities to come back, and that's it. When you're ready for the second immunity phase, do some damage till the boss is immune and he's going to teleport to the back of the room. Now, a wave of enemies is going to spawn. Pop supers, throw turrets, just make sure to get those ads under control. The final wave of enemies is going to bring an unstoppable with it. Once that's dead, the boss is going to teleport back in the middle for his last stand. Once he spawns, more ads are going to spawn as well. They're your typical red and yellow bars, so just play safe and avoid the boss while killing the ads. I'm going to say, watch for the baby screebs. They can mess up a run very, very quickly. Watch for some snipers that might spawn, but otherwise you got it. The boss will tether 2 more times. Simply burn his shield, get untethered, and prepare for ads. Once he tethers you for the second time, you're free to completely burn the boss. Just make sure to be aware of any ads that might spawn. The boss does not have that much health, so focus together and you can do it.
Solar shield on the.
Okay. Focus boss. Just 1 hit.